SpaceX IPO, SpaceX stock, buy now. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. The day of SpaceX stock IPO is coming very, very soon. On June 12th, we are going to have a SpaceX IPO. The question is, how can you buy SpaceX? There's a couple of possibilities. Actually, even buying before the actual SpaceX IPO. Plus, is there a new competition for SpaceX IPO, and will that suck out some of the potential liquidity that could have been coming to SpaceX IPO this week? So all I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button if you are thinking about buying the SpaceX IPO, and let's get into it. Please read the disclaimer. So the biggest thing on the stock market over the past few weeks has been the SpaceX IPO. A lot of people have been talking about how the SpaceX IPO has been draining liquidity from other assets because people are anticipating, people are getting ready to this monumental event. What is potentially going to happen here is maybe the biggest IPO in history. And now you can see this article, how to buy SpaceX IPO on its IPO day. As you can see here, after years of speculation about the initial public offering, SpaceX stock shares are expected to start trading on the NASDAQ stock exchange on June 12th. Projections foresee it raising $75 billion, making it the largest IPO of all time. Before the big day arrives, there are a few tidbits of information to look at that can help any investor who wants to buy shares start setting up their game plan. That includes details of everything from who can invest in the IPO price, to which types of orders can be placed, to a way to gain exposure to SpaceX without directly investing, right? So first of all, for SpaceX IPO, there will be two prices investors will hear about. The IPO price is the price at which the company sells shares to select investors and institutions. That's not you, right? Well, the public typically can buy shares when it publicly debuts, and the stock will likely launch with a different price on first trading day. For instance, Cerberus Systems' arrival to NVIDIA has had its own recent high-profile public offering. Its IPO was priced at 185, but shares began trading to the public at 350. According to Barron's, 5 online brokers are offering customers the opportunity to buy shares at the SpaceX IPO price, which is 135 right now. Robinhood, SoFi, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, and E-Trade from Morgan Stanley. There are, however, different rules for qualifying to buy shares at the IPO price based on the brokerage, and it isn't guaranteed that investors who place an order at the price will get the shares that they want, or for the matter at all. Buying shares on the day of the stock going public. If you're planning to invest on this day, the most direct way is an online broker. Search for the ticker SPCX and place the order. And so this is how you can potentially buy these shares. The main benefit of the market order is immediately locking in those shares, while limit order gives more potential control of the price. With a limit order, however, the risk is that it never catches, and then you miss out. But of course, this is always a risk buying on the first day because there is lots of volatility. Many times stocks will pop on the first day, but we don't know what's going to happen. There could be an initial, pop up and then a sell off. So we're going to have to be very careful with this IPO because there's a lot of eyes on it. It's also usually what happens is you have that initial trading that's going on, but the public or not those 5, everybody else that is not on these 5 brokerages, it's around midday is when we start seeing trading for everybody. And that's when the real volatility starts, and that could be very dangerous. So you have to be ready for some price drops. But people are already looking at a situation where, because of the new NASDAQ rules, so basically there's this new fast track on the NASDAQ that new companies that just got IPO'd can join the NASDAQ 100 in only 15 trading days instead of 3. And this is why potentially SpaceX could enter the NASDAQ 100 in only the 15 days. And when you're potentially looking about a company that's having the biggest IPO ever, and there's not going to be a lot of shares available, the meaning is that it's probably going to be in the top 10 of the NASDAQ 100 very, very fast. And what's going to happen is that these index funds are going to have to start buying up the SpaceX shares because now suddenly they're in the NASDAQ 100, and you have the ETFs that cover the NASDAQ 100 are going to have to start buying up those shares. So there could be a very, very big frenzy and liquidity suck. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen. Now you can see here gaining exposure but limiting risk. The increasing number of commercial space launches and the upward trend in UMPAS, measured in kilograms, serve an unmistakable signs of space industry growth. Space is high risk, high reward industry. However, according to the research tool report from the Motley Fool, for risk-averse investors looking to avoid volatility in holding SpaceX directly, there are some ETFs that will allow you to do so. So that's another possibility. No matter what path you take, investors ready to put their money into SPX would be well served by having their game plan in place for the IPO day. Like I said, it could be a lot of volatility. Now, another possibility is also to invest via crypto, right? So you have SpaceX IPO access on Kraken via X stocks. So this is going to be another possibility where we're going to have kind of these third-party blockchain possibilities that maybe we wouldn't have had before. So that's going to be another addition to the liquidity because you're going to have, these you could call them crypto, but blockchain stocks that are also going to be adding to the liquidity. But interestingly, on the flip side, OpenAI just filed for their IPO the same week as SpaceX IPO. The Sam Altman versus Elon Musk feud needed this new episode, right? Same week, different companies, same drama. So this could also be a risk here where people, investors, institutions are looking at OpenAI and possibly soon Anthropic as well, Claude, right? That are going to IPO as well. And maybe investors want to wait with the SpaceX IPO and to leave liquidity for the OpenAI and the Anthropic IPOs as well. So this is another thing that, we're going to have three of the biggest potentially companies in the world coming and IPOing in a very short time frame, and this could also suck liquidity out of the rest of the stock market. So this is going to be very, very interesting. And you can see here from Amit, it says SpaceX IPO is reportedly seeing overwhelming demand, with offerings said to be well oversubscribed and institutional orders expected to close Wednesday at 4 p.m., according to Bloomberg, at the reported $135 per share. SpaceX would raise roughly $75 billion at the estimated $1.8 trillion valuation. This is a company that's just coming out in over almost $2 trillion valuation, which would make it, of course, the largest IPO in history. The deal is expected to price on June 11 and begin trading on June 12 under the ticker SPCX. So if you were thinking about investing or buying the SpaceX IPO, you need to have a plan in place for this day because it's going to be wild. Let me know in the comment section, what is your plan? Are you planning on, maybe starting a small position and then seeing how the days after go? Are you going to go all in initially? Let me know in the comment section, what is your kind of plan for the day? I'm still contemplating. I'm still thinking about how I'm going to approach this. Do I want to be aggressive? Do I want to buy the dips? I haven't fully made a plan yet. I have a few things that I want to try because we don't know how this is going to happen. We've seen these kind of big IPOs in the past, but nothing to this magnitude, nothing to the, Elon Musk is so popular, nothing around him, nothing around the richest man. He's going to probably hit over 1 trillion, his personal net worth here after this happens. So it will be very interesting to see how all of this is going to play out. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.